Hi everyone, my name is Andre, and today I'll be talking about Florence Nightingale and her contributions towards public health during her time and their impact on today's public health principles. Oops. Okay. For my presentation today, I'll be talking about her contribution towards improvement of sanitation, the use of statistics, and just general healthcare reform. So to start, during the Crimean War, Florence Nightingale was working as a nurse in many military hospitals. And what she noticed was just a lot of poor hygiene and lack of access to clean water, as well as just improper ventilation for a lot of these patients. And this contributed to mortality rates. At the time, she didn't have data to back that up, but she connected this with um, what she calls miasmas or bad air. And this was later attributed to germs and bacteria. And eventually she was really proactive in like instituting just better conditions in the hospitals that she was over. And so one of the biggest things that she made sure to do was to just ensure better clean hospitals in the hospitals that she worked. She also made sure that patients had access to clean water and that they were constantly cleaning themselves, especially in wounds that they sustained from battle. Over time, this actually led to lots of mortality rates dropping within in these hospitals, and the statistic there was from 42% to just 2%, sorry, in mortality rates. So today, we can still see the impact of this, in which hospitals are trying to control for infection by just again ensuring proper ventilation of their hospitals, ensuring access to clean water, and making sure that patients are constantly cleaning themselves to prevent bacteria from growing and leading to infection, which can be a precursor to many other diseases um, that they could sustain. Okay, the next thing that she contributed to was the use of statistics. Eventually, she started connecting data where she would compare death rates to the cause of deaths, and she would use these things called coxcomb charts, and we could see these on the right where there we have the multiple causes of death, such as disease, other causes, and wounds in battle. And what can be seen here is that majority of deaths during the Crimean War were not from wounds, but rather from disease themselves. And her ability to translate these results into complex narratives went a long way, and it's still seen today, especially in epidemiology, when almost like every type of call for action or change will involve the use of statistics in public health advocacy. Okay, the last thing that she contributed to was just general healthcare reform. After the Crimean War, she continued working in city hospitals and other urban environments, and she would just constantly advise the British government on better practices that hospitals can take part in. One of her biggest influences or contributions was instituting her own school for nursing. And what this did was just standardize and made training more formal for nurses. Just because for Florence Nightingale that was her first role within public health. And by doing this, it's still seen today where the school is still up and running. Just um I think it's under different, I'll have to look back, but the school is still going today, and her training that she instituted back then still being used. But that is the end of my presentation. And this was a presentation, sorry, on Florence Nightingale and her contributions towards public health.